Good afternoon, Juan Bossicard. Welcome to DI Summit. You are a global corporate citizenship manager at Avanade, but you have also other interests. Maybe you can shortly present yourself.
Yes, great. So yes, my name is Juan Bossicard. I'm always glad to be here at the DI Summit. It's the second time I attend, and it's also a privilege because I've seen the event grow and also seen the Belgian AI community grow as much as the technology itself is growing. About 2.5 years ago, the Brussels region has identified artificial intelligence as a very important thematic and topic in which to concentrate R&D, coaching and mentoring of startups, and further investments by the region in this topic. We see it accelerating and slowly impacting all areas of our lives. And so it's a subject that's extremely important to follow. And seeing so many people and so many companies present here to drive these conversations about where the technology is going and also together work on building it for the region, I mean, it's very encouraging. One topic that I'm really passionate about is the convergence of technologies. And so currently, if you look at where technology is going, you realize that there is a lot of technology that are evolving in parallel, and together they enable new business model, new services, and new product. So if you simply take connectivity, the 5G is around the corner, it's coming there. You take the cloud, the decentralized infrastructure. You take artificial intelligence, the ability to play with data and to interact with users. You take cryptocurrencies and the blockchains, enable new business and economic system. And then you take immersive technology, augmented reality, virtual reality, and you layer all those technologies evolving at the same time. You realize that the new possibilities that technology is going to offer, the new business model and the new economy is drastically going to be impacted. And so all our areas of our lives, when those technologies come together, are going to be impacted. And so it's a very exciting time to be in technologies today.
And speaking about innovation and these possibilities, new possibilities, what are the strategies of Brussels, for example, in terms of digital innovation?
Okay, so Brussels is a fairly close, very small ecosystem of startups and people, and there's been recent progress in funding those organizations. So we tend to attract more and more talent in the community, and historically we have always been really good at training people in the field of applied science and research, but we have not been really good at keeping them. So we're known to see a lot of our people go and a huge brain drain. The fact that there's this renowned investments and renewed dynamic in the ecosystem means people that rather than leave are starting to join startups, start their own startup, and join labs and those activities. And so we now see a renewed interest for entrepreneurships in the field of AI and others, and that's quite invigorating. So for the region, it's all about focus, with the limited means is knowing where to focus and where to do it, and it's about making choices when it comes to supporting projects and activities. So historically, Innoviris, which is the public organism that supports innovation and research in the region, has identified AI as extremely strategic. So for 3 to 4 years now, the region has made steady investment in research labs and startup in that field. And now we are seeing, we are reaping the benefits of those investments.
Thank you. And it is a popular idea that Europe is far behind China and United States in terms of digital innovation and AI.
Yeah.
Do you have any ideas how we can compete with them and in what areas precisely?
Yes, I mean, it's a very fragmented geography with a lot of different legislations. I think the GDPR has helped a lot, at least have a playing field for everyone and said, okay, we all play by the same rules and we all have the same approach. And so building solutions on this area is great. I mean, historically, there's been very few European players that are able to invest in big infrastructures. Look at Google, Facebook, Microsoft. I mean, they're all building data centers in Europe. And so obviously they're going to continue to lead in the field of AI and the cloud because they're making the right investments. So we come up with GDPR legislations, and so it's not European company making the investments. It's still American companies that put their servers here. So the big question is always going to be, okay, which companies are going to be able to make the right infrastructure investments so they can lead in the field of innovations and in the field of those subjects. And that is still a big open questions. I think historically EU has been struggling with its approach of supporting startups and innovation. I think the SME instrument has shown these limitations in the few years that I've experienced it being implemented. I've seen a lot of disappointed startups, a lot of disappointed companies that have applied, that have made the efforts, and that did not get the funding they deserved. Yet on the other side of the pipeline, we don't see big, giant, innovative company coming out of those instruments. So the big question is, okay, is there a problem at the beginning of the funnel? What's happening in the middle? And how come not more stars come out of it? What's encouraging is that more and more we see in Europe the famous unicorn popping up. Now Belgium has 2 unicorns. Before that we had none. So we see an acceleration in the ability of European company to reach a certain size, a certain valuation. I think this is an encouraging side that, okay, there is hope after all. But definitely infrastructure remains a problem.
Juan, you are an expert on virtual and augmented reality. Can you tell us more about it?
Yeah, so it's a fascinating field because when you think about technology and how technology has evolved, it's always been by platform shifts and platform evolutions. So it all started, modern IT all started with the vision of Bill Gates that one day woke up and said, okay, I foresee a future where there's going to be one computer on every table in every home. That was his big vision, and that's when the personal computer industry was built. Then when that vision was fulfilled, people thought, hey, it's great to have all those computers, but why don't we connect them with one another? And university were doing it for a while, but why don't we bring those computers together into one network? And so that's when the internet industry was built. And then when that industry was there, people started asking, okay, why do we keep those computers home? Why don't we take them with us? And so that's when the mobile phone and the smartphone industry was born, because people suddenly they had those devices. Now the next platform shift, the next platform evolution is going to be, okay, why have technologies at all? Why do I need to carry this? I should be wearing technology. I should be forgetting that I have technology with me. And so that's what a lot of companies are working towards, smart glasses, smart lenses, equipments that make you forget you're using technology, still enrich your life, enrich your experience, enrich what you can do with it. So that's why the next big platform shift is going to be immersive technologies and technology that you can carry with you and forget that you have.
Can you name us some concrete examples where you use augmented or virtual reality? So
the biggest use case for virtual reality is really about training. And I like to give the example of a company called Walmart. Walmart is the world's largest employer. It's 2 million employees, of which 1.3 million of them work in North America. Those 1.3 million people, they are distributed in 3,500 stores. And there's only 260 training centers in North America. So imagine 1.3 million employees, 260 training centers. That means the vast majority of the employees never get formal training. It's only the middle managers. Well, Walmart was aware of that issue and was looking for a solution of that. And they came up with virtual reality as a solution. Now, in those 3,500 stores, they're selling on an average 5 different VR headsets to those stores. And then employees can training whenever they want. Whenever there's a break, before their shift, after their shift, at the break time, they go, they put the headset on, and they get their training. Several advantages. One, you have 100% of the person's attention. He's not doing anything else. He's not distracted. when the person has the VR headset, is learning whatever content you put there. 2 is you're sure that the person took the training, because some of those headsets have eye scanners in there, so you identify the individual, or it's very easy to track who has done the training. 3, time and space is no longer an issue for people. They don't need to travel, they don't need a huge area for trainer, you don't need a trainer. And then 4th, you're sure that everybody got the same training. There's consistency in the approach of this, so it scales extremely well. And then 5th, whenever you upgrade the content, you press one button, the content is pushed to the VR headsets, and so everybody at the same time gets the new updates. That means the training is always up to date, wherever it's being given, wherever employees are taking it. And so Walmart purchased 17,000 VR headsets to enable this new form of communications. And that has happened a year and a half ago, and they just purchased another 10,000. So it's going to be 27,000 VR headsets being used for that. So that's a very concrete example of use case. And then when it comes to augmented reality, the one example that a lot of people know and can experience today if they want is the IKEA app in augmented reality, where basically IKEA has digitized the majority of their catalogus. And so you can take the catalogus, put it on the floor, take your smartphone, download the IKEA app, and you can access the whole catalogus in augmented reality from the comfort of your home. And base your purchase decisions on exactly fitting that furniture and that furniture in your home, because it's lifelike, all the size and the measurements are being respected. So whatever you buy is going to look exactly like that in your home. Very concrete use case, very concrete application.
Yeah, very handy. And my last question will be, how do you see the AI development in the near future?
Where you can do both VR and AR. Now, let me quickly explain the technologies. VR is, everything is synthetic. It's a new reality. Everything you see is fake. Augmented reality is you see the immediate reality and you come and enrich it with information. With mixed reality, you don't know what's real and what's not real, because there's so much intelligence in the device that you're wearing that device is aware of the environment, is aware of the volume, is aware of things, and is able to make objects and scene appear within that environment. And that is the true vision of ultimately where those two mediums are converging, AR and VR, into this ultimate medium where, reality is forever changed because you can shift from one mode to the other. Now, that requires what? AI, that requires 5G connection, so you can do it from everywhere. That requires new types of glasses and lenses. Those are the advances in augmented and virtual reality. And that requires the cloud, because the information has to be stored somewhere. So again, conversions of technology enable this sort of vision where we forget that we have a device and then we can interact digitally with reality. And that is where everybody's converging. And today, the most advanced headset, I would say, in that field is the HoloLens 2.0, which is slowly being available to companies and activities because of its integration with Azure, and because there's already been a lot of experience in that field from developers doing a very concrete development with HoloLens 1s. And so that is the one I'm the most excited about personally. There's another company that's extremely well funded, which calls Magic Leap, and then they are doing more and more to enable the consumers to experience augmented reality in an affordable device. And they're more focused on gaming than the industry applications.
Thank you very much for your input, Juan Bossicard.
My pleasure.